Hey, Anna Taylor here from the Anna Taylor Radio Podcast Show. Want to know where you can find me? All over the place. Try Facebook and Instagram, Anna Taylor Radio. On TikTok, it's the @ Anna Taylor Radio Now. On X, formerly known as Twitter, it's the @ Anna T Radio. You can listen to this podcast at anchor.fm/Anna Taylor Radio Now, or just go to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and just type in Anna Taylor Radio to find me. To watch this podcast, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Anna Taylor Radio Channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to be a guest on my show, or just contact me, please email me at annataylorradio@gmail.com. If you would like to donate or gift this podcast show, you can gift it to Cash App, which is the $ in all lowercase, Anna Taylor Radio Now. And PayPal with the @ all lowercase, Anna Taylor Radio. I appreciate all your support and everyone who listens or watches this podcast show. Hey, it's Anna Taylor from the Anna Taylor Radio Podcast Show. Thank you for joining me for another awesome podcast. This one, however, is going to be way different than any other podcast show I've ever done in any of my podcast history. Okay. This is actually going to be a special series, an interactive series that you and your partner can join in on. If you want to know the whys and hows and what does it do and what's it going to help you with and everything, revert back to the intro. But if you're doing this interactive podcast series with me here, I'm pretty sure you've already listened to the intro. But if you haven't, go back to the intro and listen to that. And it'll tell you all you need to know about everything that I'm going to do and go over and everything that you need to make and everything. But just to quickly recap, this is called the Love Project. Okay. And this episode is the first of 10 that's going to be released each week for the next 10 weeks. Okay. And what you need to do first and foremost, you need to make a checklist, however you got to make it. Whether it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. But you need to make a checklist to check off your work. So we're going to have the segment that I'm going to talk about, which today is going to be self-love. And then after that segment, we're going to go into the workshop. And the workshop, there's a learn and an exercise. So there's a learn part, which basically I may ask you a question maybe a rhetorical question to ponder on, maybe just to think about, or to try, jog your brain. Do you remember these terms or whatever? And then there's an exercise that you and your partner both have to do together each. Okay. Which also helps you learn as well. But after you finish each learn and exercise, then you check it off your list. And then next week you tune back in and you come back to the next episode and the next episode and the next episode and whatever I'm talking about in that episode. And I go over the segment. Then we do the workshop and do the learn and exercise. And then you check that off your list. And then when you're finished, I would love to hear your thoughts, your experience with this. Did it help? Did it not help? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Do you think it's a good idea? Is there any improvements I can make on this? Or, what's your thoughts about it? And email me that. And also mentioning if you want me to read your experience on my show. Also mentioning if you want to remain anonymous or not. That's very important right there too. But you can email me at annataylorradio@gmail.com. Okay. But all that information is also in the intro. So just go to the intro. It'll recap everything. But today we're going to be talking about self-love, which is extremely important. Okay. And so just to clean house real quick. So resources. If anybody needs any resources, that's going to be at the end of this podcast episode, each podcast episode, Brett. But I'm going to mention this in every episode just in case, whether it be resources for the suicide hotline, depression, for domestic violence, for men, whatever. There's going to be resources at the end of each podcast episode for you if you need them, for anybody who needs them, or if you know somebody who needs them. Okay. And I also want to encourage you to listen to my other episodes, because some of the stuff that I'm going to go over, I actually already have episodes made on that. Like I already have an episode talking about self-love, which I go actually more into depth with. But this one, it goes into depth like the other one, but this one is like I said, it's interactive. So with that said, let's get into this. So self-love. Okay. Oh, let me back up real quick. Whether you're listening to me or watching me, thank you. If you're listening to me, you're probably listening to me on the anchor.fm/Anna Taylor Radio Now website, or Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcast. If you're watching me on my YouTube channel, which is Anna Taylor Radio channel. And I just appreciate you so much. And also, just to mention, if you would like to donate or gift this podcast show, you can do so with Cash App. It's $, all lowercase, Anna Taylor Radio Now, or PayPal with the @, all lowercase, Anna Taylor Radio. Okay. Now, self-love. What is it? What is self-love? Do you know? Do you know off the top of your head what it is? It's basically having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. You deserve that, right? Which a lot of people think they don't. See, look, I've dealt with my own insecurities. I still have insecurities. I have learned self-love since, but a lot of people deal with low self-esteem, and they don't love themselves either at all or enough. They don't think they're worthy, or whatever the case may be. And it's really tough. And it's so hard. It's like, it makes no sense. It's like, how can I love someone else so much, but yeah, I can't even dare to even try to love myself, right? It's crazy. But I'm going to help you teach yourself how to love yourself within this podcast episode. So if you listen and you pay attention and you do the work, you're going to learn how to love yourself, because you deserve it. Okay. So it's having a high regard for your own well-being, happiness. So why is it so important? Well, because it improves your overall health, your well-being, your mood, your self-worth, and you deserve it. Not to mention, it also, the way we love ourselves, depending on the way we love ourselves, it can change us on a cellular and molecular level, which keywords, remember that part. Okay. It can change us on a cellular and molecular level. Okay. And if you have kids, okay, that's even more important. Why? Because you have to set an example for them. If they see that mommy or daddy don't love themselves, what are they going to grow up to do? They're going to be like, well, maybe I shouldn't love myself either. Do you want your kid really not loving themselves? How would you, if your kid came up and said, mommy, daddy, I don't love myself, wouldn't that break your heart? I would break mine. That'd kill me. Man, that'd be heartbreaking to me. But guess where they learned it from? Monkey see, monkey do, right? So you want to set an example for your kids, and not a fake one either. Not be like, oh, I love myself, but really you don't. No. Set an example for your children, because I'm telling you, this, if you ever heard of generational trauma, it's just going to pass on. The depression, the self-hatred, the self-negative talk, the, all this stuff, it's just going to pass down to children. You want to set an example for your children so that they grow up to love themselves and have the confidence enough to know what they deserve, and also get into healthy relationships that they, where they deserve and get the respect that they need and want, and give their partner the same. And just like same with you. Okay. So yeah, it's very important, especially if you have kids, and like I said, we have to set an example for them. So positive versus negative self-talk. All right. Scientifically has a very significant effect on our bodies. Big time. All right. Big time. We speak with our voices, which outputs a sound waves, which is a frequency of energy that vibrates and penetrates our bodies. Okay. And into our blood and the water that's in our body. And I forgot if it's 70 or 75%. We are 70 to 75% water in our body. Our bodies are made of 70 to 75% water. That's a lot of water. Okay. Then you got to think, all the fluids that's in there, the water, the blood, and they got cells and molecules to them, right? Okay. So that's very important. So remember that, okay? So, like I said, when we speak, okay, we may not be able to see it. This is scientific, y'all. This ain't no bullshit. This is scientific, okay? This has been proven science, okay? When we speak, there are sound waves that are coming out, like out of my mouth, right? As I speak right now. And they come out in these waves. They're sound waves. And it's a frequency, which is a vibration. And the vibration is energy that penetrates into your skin, okay? Through your skin and through your muscles and into your bloodstream, okay? And into the water and things in your body, right? And then it goes into your cells, your blood cells and everything. And then into the molecules of the blood cells, the molecular and cellular. Okay. It's very important. So, and depending on your positive or negative self-talk, it will change you. Okay. Which I'll get into as to why. All right. And why is that? Well, there was a pseudoscientist named Dr. Masaru Emoto who did an experiment with water. He believed that with this particular experiment, that water, the molecules in the water could have the ability to change on a molecular and cellular level with human emotions and thoughts and words and things like that. It can change the water, which AKA think of our bodies, right? Because we're made of mostly water. And this Dr. Emoto did this experiment, and he took and you can look it up. I'm gonna post his website in the description. So if you're on YouTube, look in the description or whatever. I'm gonna post his website there. If you're on the anchor.fm website, I'm gonna post it there. Wherever you're at, look in the description. I'm gonna post the website there, okay, and the information, all that there. But it's Masaru, Masaru dash emoto.net/en/ okay. And it'll show on his website. So this doctor, the pseudoscientist, took containers of water, different containers of water, okay. And to one of them, he spoke kind words like thank you, gratitude, and then another one he spoke love to, and then another one he spoke you are worthy, you deserve it. And then another one he spoke evil, like I'm gonna kill you, like stuff like that. And another one, you're not worthy. And another one, I hate you. He did one side bad and evil and negativity, and then he did the other side with love and gratitude and kindness, right? You get the idea. So then after some time, he then took the water and he took samples of it, put it under his microscope, and looked at the molecules of the water, of each water that he spoke to. And I'm telling you, it's fascinating. You got to go to the website and look at the pictures. I'm telling you, like, I can't, the way I'm explaining it to you, whether on video or on audio, like, does not do it justice. Okay. I'll try to explain it the best I can. So let's say, for example, the water molecules that he spoke evil to, negative to, bad, were so distorted and ugly. The evil one looked like it was like a demon's eye. Like a demon's eye was staring at you. It was creepy as crap. Oh my God. You had to go see these pictures. I'm telling you, go to that website. And the molecules were just crazy. I mean, just all over the place. No rhyme and reason. Just, okay. Now, the molecules of the water that he spoke love and kindness and gratitude to, oh my God. They look like beautiful snowflakes or like crystals or like diamonds, like beautiful, beautiful shapes. And it was just beautiful, just gorgeous. It's just so fascinating. I'm telling you, it's fascinating. But the point is he proved that scientifically. Scientifically, he proved what he thought was what he thought. He thought that through human emotions and thoughts, feelings, and words, it would change the water on a molecular level, and it did. And the whole point of that is because we are made of mostly water. So what do you think when we tell ourselves, I hate myself, I'm not good at this, I'll never get this, I'm too fat, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that? What do you think we're doing to our bodies? Why do you think we manifest depression and disease and unbalanced hormones and thyroid issues and high cortisol levels and swelling in our feet and ankles, all this bullshit and disease and just sadness and crap? We're doing it to ourselves, man. I'm telling you, it's part of it, at least a big part of it. Okay. And not only that, it's not just us. It depends on the environment you're in too. If you're in a toxic environment where people are constantly demeaning you, putting you down, belittling you, abusing you, talking shit to you, disrespecting you, man, I'm telling you, it's changing you on a cellular level. That's serious. That's some serious shit, y'all. I'm serious. Okay. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm dead serious. And you might be listening to this, you might be watching this, like, and not even taking it seriously. I'm telling you, like, if you look into this and look at this man's science, pseudoscience experiment, and then, once you have that realization, epiphany of and get a stronghold of what this actually means and how important this is and how serious this is, it's mind-blowing. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, whoa, shit. And then you're gonna be like, damn, and you can change it. That's the thing. You can change it. You can change your cells. You can do it. Because if you do positive, loving, thankful, words of gratitude to yourself. I'm grateful. I love myself. I'm beautiful, man. I'm fucking strong. I can do this. And you start telling yourself every day you can do this. Even if you fail, hey, I could do better next time. Have a good attitude about it. Positive, optimistic attitude about it, about yourself. I might have my flaws, but you know what? I may not be perfect. I have my flaws, but God damn it, I'm wonderfully made just the way I am. I'm great just the way I am. I'm good-hearted. I'm compassionate. I do good things. Whatever. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are, but you're not. I don't care how many failures you say you had in life or you call yourself a failure. I'm sorry, but you're not a total failure. Okay. You have not failed at every single fucking thing that you have done in life, period. I'm telling you right now. I don't even, even if you're listening and I ain't even known you for like a day, or if I've never met you or even seen your face before and vice versa, I'm telling you right now, ain't none of y'all failures, period. Okay. None of y'all. Okay. Period. So, start telling yourself you love yourself, and I know it's very, very hard. It takes practice, which I'm going to get to that. Keep that in mind. We're going to get to that. So remember that it takes practice to tell yourself that you love yourself and that you can do this, because it's very hard to say loving words because our brains are trained to say negative things, right? So it's much easier to say bad, negative things to ourselves than loving things, but we're going to get to that. So speaking of that, we're going to go ahead and get in the workshop, the fun part, the workshop of this episode of this 1 through 10 episode series of the Love Project. And this is self-love, the episode self-love. So this is the workshop, y'all. Pay attention, get your paper and pens out. You can write notes, whatever. Okay. So first we're going to do the learning part. Okay. Some of these are rhetorical questions. You might need to write some stuff down, or you might want to write some stuff down, because I would write some stuff down. If you're going to be doing the series anyway, I'm not saying it needs to be like school, but it would be nice to put some commitment behind it, because you know what, this might help save your fucking life or your marriage or your relationship. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is free. I'm not charging anybody for this shit. So, I'm doing this out of my own free time. So you're welcome. I want to help people. So let's do it together. We're a team, right? All right. So we're in the learning phase of this in the workshop. So number 1, do you remember what self-love is and why it's so important? Rhetorical question. Think in your brain. You don't even have to tell me. Yeah. Shit. If you have to, write it down. Just to do a quiz, tell me, do you remember what self-love is and why it's so important? If you do, hey, write it down if you want to. If not, do you know what it is in your head? Can you remember it? Can you retain it? Do you remember what it is? You remember the definition? If you don't, I'll go over it for you. Let's recap, okay? Because I want you to know. I want you to learn this stuff, okay? And I want you to remember it. All right. Self-love is having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. And why it's so important is because it improves your overall health, well-being, mood, self-worth, and you deserve it. Not to mention it also, depending on the way we love ourselves, changes us on a molecular and cellular level. And if we have kids, we need to set an example for them. There you go. Now the next one for the learning one. My handwriting sucks, I'm sorry. How I wrote how to have. No wonder. How to have self-love. Okay, what are ways that you can learn self-love or have self-love? Do you know any? Can you think of anything? Any examples? I have some here. But before I read them, do you have anything that pops in your head? Think for a moment. How can you learn self-love? Just think. Just the simplest ways. And don't say, I don't know, because that's bullshit. You can figure it out. It's not hard. Think of some ways. I even mentioned it. I said, depending on the way we speak to ourselves, we need to speak positive, loving words of gratitude to ourselves to change our cellular, molecular cells to make us healthier, right? Because the negative ones make us sick and have depression stuff, right? So what would that be? Well, maybe speaking positive self-talk, right? That's one. What about believing in yourself? And I know it's hard to do, and you're like, well, how do I do that? Well, we're going to get to that, honey. All right, we're going to get to that in a minute. But that's one way to learn how to learn self-love, is to believe in yourself because you deserve it. Saying words of affirmations or mantras daily, if not every other day, but daily's better. Just write some words down on a piece of paper and tape it to your bathroom mirror or the mirror you see every day. And just say it every day. Okay. And another way you can learn self-love is doing the we're going to get into the exercise part. The self-love experiment. It's called the self-love experiment. And I actually did this. It's the 30-day. So that's what it's called. The 30-day self-love experiment. Okay. Now this, you need to write and take notes. Okay. So if you ain't got a pen and paper yet, you need to get a pen and paper now. So pause this episode. Whatever you watch, if you're watching it, pause it. If you're listening to it, pause it. Not run. Just go get a pen and paper, okay? But this you need to write down, the instructions, everything. Unless you're just that good at remembering. Good for you. But I actually did this experiment. Like I mentioned earlier briefly, I said, I do have insecurities myself, and I still, have low self-esteem at times, but I've learned self-love. And it was because of the 30-day science. It's a scientific experiment, okay? It's a 30-day, quote unquote, scientific. And it's scientific. Because like I said, just like with Dr. Emoto, it's the same concept with this, okay? You speak love, you speak gratitude, you speak kindness. It's going to change your molecules on a cellular level, right? Or your cells on a molecular level, whichever way you want to say it. That's the same concept with this 30-day, quote unquote, scientific self-love experiment. This is how it happens, okay? Ready? Got your pen and paper, so write this down. It's for 30 days. And I'm going to first and foremost say this. You have to commit to every single day of these 30 days. I'm not kidding. Do not skip a day. Do not come home and be like, I'm so freaking tired. I worked all day. No, it don't even take 5 minutes to do this. Not even 2 minutes, okay? And it's tough. It's hard. It's a challenge, but do it. I did it. I'm telling you, I grit my teeth. I was crying the first couple of weeks. I'm like, I didn't believe it. I was like, this is bullshit. I wanted to stop it, but I was so curious. I was like, is this really going to work? But I committed myself all 30 days, and I'm telling you, it fucking worked, man. I'm telling you guys. I'm saying you and your partner, it works. I promise you, okay? It's scientific, okay? Now, what you do is you write down on a piece of paper 10 affirmations or mantras on a piece of paper, okay? Here's some examples if you don't know. You can Google some, like Google some affirmations, whatever. Positive affirmation. But here's some examples. I am worthy. I love myself. I respect myself. I deserve peace. I am beautiful. Simple, that's just a few. But write down 10 affirmations / mantras. They're about the same thing. Whatever, affirmations, mantras. 10 of them on a piece of paper, okay? That you can read clearly on a piece of paper. All right? You write 10 of them. No less, no more, just 10. All right? Then you take that piece of paper with those 10 affirmations and mantras, and you tape it to your mirror, whether it's your bathroom mirror, whether it's your vanity mirror in your bedroom, wherever. A mirror that you can look in the mirror. Okay. You tape it to your mirror. And then, like I said, first and foremost, you commit. This is so important, y'all. I ain't kidding. Do not skip a freaking day. Do not skip a day. Okay. Do not. If you have to set an alarm on your phone, on your watch, on your Alexa, whatever, stop. My Alexa off. Anyway, so either way, like if you got to set an alarm, do it. Just to remind you every freaking day, and don't skip a beat. Every day, commit to yourself 30 days. Every day for 30 days. Okay. Then you look in the mirror. You look at yourself in the mirror. Okay. And you have these 10 mantras. And you look at yourself in your mirror and you tell yourself each and every mantra. Now, like I said, it's going to be freaking hard. Like I was gritting my teeth. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't believe it. I hated saying it, man. It was hard. I gritted my teeth doing it. I was crying because I'm like, this is bullshit. I was getting angry because I was like, I'm going to throw up because I love myself. Ooh, I'm worthy. Ew, I'm beautiful. No way. Fuck that. Right? That's how I felt. And it's going to be fucking hard. I'm telling you, it's going to be hard. You're going to be crying. It's a lot of crying. But I'm telling you, it's so healing. I promise you this. Just trust me with this, okay? This is scientific, okay? And biological, actually. And you tell yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror, say, I love you. I am worthy. You are worthy, Anna. You are worthy, so-and-so, whoever's listening or watching this podcast episode. You see, look, I am worthy. I deserve peace. I deserve love. I deserve a healthy, safe, loving environment. I deserve everything that's good. I deserve just everything. I am strong. I am resilient. I can get through this. I can rise up. I am beautiful. I can do this. I can freaking do this. And it's so empowering at the end. I'm telling you, once it's going to hit you like a million bricks, you'll be like, oh my God, I love myself. Holy shit. I deserve love. I deserve to love myself. I got goosebumps right now, y'all. I'm telling you, it's so powerful, man. And you tell yourself every single day for 30 days, those 10 affirmations, I love you. I am worthy. Okay, it's so powerful. And you're going to cry. But you do that. You say each and every the 10 affirmations to yourself in the mirror once a day, each day, every day for 30 days. Don't skip a day. Okay. So that's your exercise, kind of your homework. And I would recommend actually also maybe even keeping a journal during this experiment. So maybe and just journal once a week, okay? If you can remember or try to remember, set an alarm, and the first day you do it, you can write in the journal the date and the time that you did it. And write, I did my 30-day experiment. This was the first day. And you write how you feel. Like, I feel like shit. I didn't believe a goddamn word it said. I still don't believe it. I don't think this shit's going to fucking work. I don't even think I'm going to make it till the end of the 30 days. Fuck this bullshit. That could be your first day. And then you get to the next week. What's that? 7 days later? 7 days later. Well, I cried most of the end of the last week. I gritted my teeth. I didn't believe a damn word I said. I'm still crying. I'm still gritting my teeth, but I'm trying. I'm going to try this, even though I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to fucking try this because Anna, she's a good person. I don't want to let her down. And if she believes in me, I'm going to do this for her. You guys. And I'm going to dedicate myself. And to my partner, because this is the love project for you and your partner, because your partner's got to do this too. Okay. And do it privately. Don't do it together. Do it privately. Okay. In private. You can close the door if you have to. And I'm going to dedicate myself to this. And I don't believe this shit, but okay. So that's week 2. And then you get to week 3, you might be like, damn, I did a lot of fucking crying the past couple weeks. Damn. And you might be like, well, shit. I mean, it ain't as bad as the first day, and it ain't as bad as the 7th day, but I'm getting there, I guess. I'm gonna keep trying though. I got 1 more week to go. We'll see if this shit works. Okay, that's the 3rd week, and then you get to the 4th week. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. You're gonna get to the 4th week, and you'll be like, "Damn!" You write in the journal, "Damn, This shit works. Holy fuck, I love myself. I deserve my love. I deserve good things. I deserve peace. I deserve safety. I deserve a healthy relationship. Loving me. I deserve to be loved. I deserve it all. And you know what? And I got kids, man. And I'm gonna set, man, I'm fucking proud of myself. I love myself, man. And I'm gonna set an example for my kids because you know what? They deserve it too. And I want to show them what love is because you know what? I don't want them to grow up not to love themselves. I want them to love themselves because I love them. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow your fucking minds. Excuse my French. Don't condemn me to hell if you're, a non-cusser listening or watching this. So I am a cusser, so tough shit. It's my podcast. Anyway. And besides, who cares if I'm cussing anyway? I'm helping people. I'm helping you if you're listening and doing this with me. So whatever. The good outweighs the bad, right? I'm helping people. I'm cussing. I'm not really going to hell, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, the 30-day quote unquote scientific self-love experiment freaking works, y'all. I'm telling you. I promise you. I promise you. Okay. So keep the journal. Remember that. Set alarms. Whatever you got to do. Re-listen to this episode, fast forward to the instructions, whatever you got to do. Write down notes, whatever. But when you're done, okay? When you're done, now, with each exercise within each episode, you're going to be checking off that original list that I told you about. This is separate than the self-love journal, okay? That's within this episode. Excuse me. Your checklist is for this entire series, the 10 different episodes, okay? Which if you revert back to the intro, I mentioned what category is each category within the 10 episodes, okay? So you're going to have 10 things to check off. So with this one, you probably won't be checking it off until another 4 weeks away when you finish this, okay? That's when you check when you're finished, okay? So don't forget when you finish on the 30th day, it can be a 31st day, but whatever. But remember when on the 30th day, okay, make sure that you check this exercise off. The very first one, the self-love and the exercise, the workshop off your list. So, we're going to go into next week to episode 2 and then episode 3 and then episode 4. And probably by around episode 4 is when you're going to be checking this off for number 1. Okay. And then you'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4 checked off. Okay. Does that make sense? You guys? All right. That's it. We went over self-love and how to find it. We went over what it is and why it's important. I told you about this great, awesome, cool dude named Masaru Emoto, which is a pseudoscientist. And I told you some mind-blowing shit that is really awesome about, our bodies on a molecular, cellular, biological level. And I taught you how to love yourself and examples of how you can love yourself and why it's so important. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Keep it in the back of your head. Write notes, whatever you got to do. Heck, I'm sorry, excuse me. You can even go to the Dollar Tree. They have those memo pads, it says memo on the front. Get one of those. It's $1 and use that for this series. Go ahead and do that. It's just $1 and use that for this series because you're going to need more paper. Okay. For other workshops that we do within each episode, we're going to have a workshop. There's a workshop for every episode and a learning experience and an exercise for every single episode. So you're going to need paper. Okay. So it might be a good idea. FYI, I should have mentioned that in the intro, but I forgot. Whatever. My bad. So when you're listening to this, if you have a memo book, hey, if you already got the paper, it's whatever you want to do. But I suggest it's $1. Get a memo book to dedicate this whole series to that because you're going to need more paper. Put your checklist in it. Put your self-love experiment journal in it and all that, and just keep it in there, And then you can have that whole notebook to revert back to for the whole series, you and your partner, okay? Because you and your partner will be, exchanging notes and things like that. Because part of this is not just, like I said in the intro, I already told you what this, is help. It's going to improve your bond for better intimacy between you and your partner. It's going to help you learn yourself and love yourself better, and them love themselves and learn themselves better, and each other better. It's just a win-win. Okay. But anyway, that's the end of this episode of the Love Project series. 10-part series. This was the first one, self-love. I'm Anna Taylor of Anna Taylor Radio. Thank you for listening. This is the Anna Taylor Radio podcast show talking about what most don't. I'll see you on the next episode of the Love Project series, which we will be talking about red flags next. Red flags, yes. So stay tuned and be safe. Hey, it's Anna here from the Anna Taylor Radio podcast show. If you or someone you know who is in a crisis or suffering in some way, who needs help or is in a bad situation, here is a list of resources to help them along the way so that they can get the help they need. Grab a pen and paper. This is very important. For the suicide hotline, you can call or text 988. For self-harm, 1-800-366-8288. For abortion, 1-866-439-4253. For adoption, 1-800-367-2367. For eating disorders, 1-800-931-2237. For bullying, 1-800-420-1479. For LGBTQ+, 1-866-488-7386. For sexual assault, 1-800-656-4673. For domestic violence, 1-800-799-7233. For pregnancy and infant and child loss, 1-800-944-4773. For grief, 1-800-445-4808. And for mental health, 1-800-950-6264. And if you're in a crisis or an emergency situation, I highly recommend that you call 911. Be safe.